Balladoosh.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome back to the show. This is episode 346 of the Two Dumb Yinzers. Good morning, Michael. What's going on, brother man?
Oh man, I'm living the dream today, boys.
Oh,
It's a nice day outside.
it is. It is. It's
Great sports night last night for the most part.
great sports night in the Berg. We got a lot of good things to talk about today. Did you go out and did you enjoy? I noticed in the area they have fireworks. Have you gone out and checked out any fireworks?
I did not. I end up fell asleep last night,
Mm,
like way early, and I slept through the fireworks for the most part. So no, I
you know,
did not go. We had plans to, but
never been a big fan. Not a big fan myself. I would rather not. I mean, if I could go out in the yard or from the window watch them, I'm fine with that. But you're
yeah,
never going to see me go out of my way to watch fireworks. I'm
yeah,
just not. I'm not that kind of guy.
yeah. I'm the same way. Like I watch them every 4th of July because I can walk out on my back deck, turn to the right, look up, and they're right there in my face.
Like
Anything else, if I have
ju-
to drive somewhere, I'm like, I don't want to. I don't want to deal with people.
just the general things that normal people like to all gather around and watch,
Hmm.
like fireworks, parades, these kind of things. In my opinion, if you've seen one, you've seen them all. I just, I
That's true
really,
for the most part. Yeah. Yeah.
especially at my age, I have zero interest in going watching fireworks or parades or anything of this nature. But you know what?
Hmm.
It be what it be, man. We do got we got some champions, Mike. We got listen to this. The Pittsburgh Maulers, who we talk about often on this show,
Maybe.
they had made it to the playoffs for the first time in USFL history. And of course, you know that they played against the Michigan Panthers up
Yes.
at Canton at Tarleton Benson Stadium, Hall of Fame
Hmm.
Stadium. And the Pittsburgh Maulers had beat these guys. They beat them twice during the season, 23-7 and 19-7. Well, last night was a little bit different of a game. It
A
was the
little bit.
playoffs for one. For two, Michigan, they come out, they kick a field goal on their first drive, I believe, went up 3-0.
Hmm.
And then the Maulers, they came, kicked a field goal, got a touchdown, went up. It was a seesaw battle the whole game. And there's just that what's his name? EJ Perry, that quarterback.
Yes. Yeah.
He was my concern because he's a playmaker. And say what you will, he's not an NFL caliber quarterback, but what he's doing what he's been able to do in the USFL since he's been there has been impressive. They came and they upset the team that they had to beat last week to move on, and here they were. They were in the division playoff with us, and it was a hell of a game, Mike. A hell of a game.
It was. And oh man, once again, that defense stepping up
Yeah,
like always. And like the concern was, can the offense keep up? And the
right.
offense kept up. They did what they had to do to score. It
I have the
shouldn't
numbers
have
in
gone.
front of me, but I don't know if they've ever scored 31 points. I
I
truly
don't
don't
think
know.
so. I don't think so. But it was the game should have been over. It shouldn't have went to overtime. Like, we had a couple drives start with inside their territory, I believe, and we weren't able to capitalize.
Right.
And that was huge. But you know what? When it came time to crunch time, they performed. They stepped up big time in that overtime. That offense did. And you know what? Damn, it's hard to criticize them because they won. You would like to not have gone to overtime, to not have that. Oh my God, it can slip away at any point. But crunch time came, and Williams, he got that offense rocking and rolling in overtime. It was damn good performance all the way around.
I truly think this, and I truly think this is what they have to do moving forward, being that they are going to the championship game next week, the USFL championship game, baby. This offense, Mike, they have tons of talent.
Mm-hmm.
The receivers with Simmons and Henney and Hyman and Seibert, the tight end, and Gainther, I believe the guy's name
Yeah,
is.
Ganther.
They, you know what, they just have to believe in themselves.
Yeah,
If this group can play with confidence, I think they would be scary. It's just, you almost
yeah,
kind of see this, there's always a hesitant moment out there. If they would just play with confidence, get in the swing, which who you don't know. I mean, we just won 3 in a row. We
yeah.
won 3 in a row. We won 2 of the games that we needed to win. we've been in the playoffs for a couple of weeks now. We won those games, the games that we needed to win to keep advancing. So, I mean, they're doing something right. On top of, as you said, the defense causing 3 turnovers, which was, I believe, an interception and 2 fumbles. Through the course of the game, this defense, it always finds a way. It always finds a way. It always finds a way to take over. And on top of that, Mike, special teams, I tell you what, Blewett kicked a 59-yard field goal.
59-yarder.
You know, I mean, these guys, they have a good, there's pound for pound, position by position, this might be one of the better teams in the entire league. If you go through offense, defense, and special teams, once that offense starts believing in themselves, I think that this Pittsburgh Maulers team can be the team in the USFL. And I think this game this week is going to really help the Maulers decide if they are going to be, one of the better teams or not. And, if they win this game, I think it's going to do crazy things for their confidence.
Oh,
and as you said, I mean, the way that they found ways to come back and score 31 points. Another thing that I did notice, Mike, a lot of situations, the way this offense is set up, they get to about, midfield, and then sometimes they run into issues.
Yes. Yeah.
So the punter ends up punting a lot from right around midfield. We looked at the numbers the other day, and he was averaging like 38 or 42 yards or something.
Probably why.
And that's what I noticed. Every time he punted last night, it was right around midfield, and he had to get it, within the 20. And they were playing that game the whole game. So a lot of times I think that that's the case. But if you watch this team, Mike, like I said, there's not a lot of holes that need to be filled. It's just the guys that are there need to recognize their potential and play, the best football they can, because the offense got mad skill players. They really do. And you can look over.
They do. Yeah.
You can look at the special teams. 2 of the receivers lead the league in the returning game, on punts and kickoffs. So these guys are fast. They're athletic. They could they smell the end zone. Hyman got the touchdown late in the game last night. Probably their biggest wide receiver. They got a really, really talented crew, Mike. Really talented crew.
Yes, they do. Yeah, like my biggest concern on offense is that offensive line. I think that's where a lot of the issue comes is, especially in the passing game, Williams seems to be under pressure kind of quick. Like if it's their pass blocking seems to be the biggest issue with that O line. But you know what? They stepped up when needed to, and as long as that defense plays the way they're playing, the way they've been playing all year, I think they're going to be fine going in this championship game. And the offense, I think this is going to be a huge confidence boost for them. How, like you said, I think this really was the first time they put up 30 points in a game. And that should carry over. I'm looking through the stats. It wasn't a bad offensive performance. It was just like those little things, like you said, we get in after you get through midfield. It's just, I don't know what it is. They struggle, but they were able to move the ball. They can move the ball. I don't know. It's hard to describe. I've never seen the team. Usually you struggle within the red zone. It's like they struggle from the 50 to the 20.
Right.
Then after that, they're fine. It's the funniest thing in the world.
They really are. This team, I believe they went 3 for 4 in the red zone yesterday.
Yeah.
The Maulers did.
Yeah. But it's like it's like we were saying, between the 50 and the 20, they forget how to play offense. And it's not the play calling. The plays were there. They were just having trouble executing.
In the offensive line opposite of the Pittsburgh Maulers, and I'm not just talking about this Michigan team, I'm talking about all season long. They did well during the season. Let me rephrase that. Yesterday, they didn't get to EJ Perry one time. I would like to see some more sacks.
Yeah.
In this kind of game, as I said, they did great during the regular season. I don't even know where I was going with that, but they ended up being held to getting no sacks on Perry. That's big. I mean, you want to get to the quarterback, you want to rattle him, you want to, make him uncertain in the pocket sometimes. That didn't get done, so maybe that's something they could focus on a little bit more this week. But Coach Horton, he had said last week, he said that this is a different Mauler team, and you know what? It's been a different Mauler team.
Mm-hmm.
They must have got together, put their heads together, and said, you know what, we're going to change the way things are, and we're going to win, and we're going to score more points, and that's what they've been doing. Again, this is basically week, the second week of the playoffs. We just won 2. We win 1 more, we're champions. We said this a couple weeks ago. We said, well, you win 3 games, you're the champion.
Yeah.
and they won 2. They're getting ready for 3.
One more.
We're going to watch tonight to see what Birmingham and New Orleans does. This game is at 7 o'clock. The winner of this will be the champion of the South. And the tables will be set. It'll be next Saturday, 8 o'clock in Canton for the championship of the USFL. I'm excited.
I am too. But like real quick, back to that defense. And yeah, they didn't get the parry. He put up 370 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, but they were able to shut him down when needed.
Yeah.
They proved that they can, they caused turnovers. They kind of got screwed out of that touchdown. It should have been a touchdown on that return, but they made the plays when needed, especially that last play that, yes, they didn't get to him, but they had pressure on that their last defensive play. They were able to blow up that line, and I forget who it was, but they batted the ball down, and that was the end of the game.
See Apollo.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, because if you can't get to the quarterback, we see this all the time. Get your hands up as a defensive lineman. And that was it. That was what he did. He was able to get some depth on his pass rush. Wasn't able to get to him. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna put my big paw up there and bat that fucker down, and end of the game. Sometimes just enough pressure is all you need, and it worked.
The Maulers had a time of possession 35-44 to the Panthers' possession, which was 24-16. So owning the clock, that always helps. The Pittsburgh Maulers, the way that team is beat, they're designed to control the clock, and they did control the clock. As you said before, Troy, he was 23 for 40, right around 200 yards. He ran the ball 6 times, led the team in rushing with 36 yards. Henny had 6 receptions. He led the way with 6 receptions and 83 yards. On defense, Tenzino had 10 tackles. No surprise there.
Right.
And Tarpley had the interception.
An interception. What did he have? Like 3 or 5 pass defenses as well. He was all over the place.
His defense is strong, man. They're real strong. And the concern is this. The concern is this, of course, moving forward. The South division has been strong. It's been the stronger division. You look at the records, the way things played out at the end of the year, who got in, who was, and they certainly do have that advantage. However, if you go back and look at the games throughout the season, the Maulers, they only lost to the Birmingham Stallions, who were the champions last season in the USFL. They only lost by a score of 24-20. I think the Breakers was kind of a lopsided game, but that was way early in the season.
Yeah, I was trying to take a look to see when we played everyone. Let's take a look.
I think New Orleans was pretty early. I know, like I said, it wasn't pretty, but it was early. So
it was early. It was the first week of the game. It was 22-15.
Yeah. So hey, not bad.
Not bad at all. Just going through the scores, you can see like they were just getting better and better each week. This Maulers team was. We lost to Birmingham 24-20. So.
And we do have the luxury now of, after winning, being able to sit back and watch the other game, where it's different for the other side, because they don't know, as of yesterday when they were watching the Maulers Panthers game, which one of those teams was going to be moving on. So there wasn't an advanced studying where we can do now. We could sit back, watch both of these teams, where they still have to focus on one another. Yesterday, when the Pittsburgh and Michigan game was on, Birmingham still had to focus on New Orleans. New Orleans still had to focus on Birmingham. It wasn't like you could thoroughly sit back and really delve into that game last night, because they still have so much going on to even try to get to the next round, where we have the luxury. We won. We're done for the weekend. It's time to sit back. We're going to watch this game. We're going to get the film. So I like the Maulers. They have the advantage in that area, I think, and that's kind of a big thing.
But yeah, we have an extra day, to prep and prepare. That's huge.
Absolutely, man.
Well, but real quick, I did go back through the schedules. This is the second time the Maulers have scored 31 points.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the other one was what was the other one?
I lost it. I made a mental note of it, and I just kept scrolling by. It was week 7 against Philadelphia. We lost 37-31.
That's right. So there you go. I heard EJ Perry marching up and down the sidelines trying to get his troops rally last night. And this was when the game was, it was 17 to something. They were in the lead. And EJ Perry says, all we got to do is score 24 points. We get 24 points. We beat this team. thinking, of course, this team,
Yep.
Pittsburgh, does not score a lot of points. They get to 24, and that's pretty much their cap.
Yep.
But that failed them. It didn't hold up because, again, the Pittsburgh Maulers win this game 31-27 in overtime, which is a crazy, goofy overtime system that they have.
Oh my God, it's wild.
I think
it threw me off.
It threw you off. It threw Boogie Roberts off. Boogie is at midfield, and he's in the referees explaining. I mean, everybody in that place is just looking at him with their mouth hanging wide open, and he's going on about these extra innings and this and that. And I certainly thought there was an easier way to explain it so people could understand. Yeah. However, they went in, they got it done. They scored on every possession that they had in overtime. They held Michigan every possession that they had. One play was crazy. The guy went over the top. He should have scored. He fumbled the ball just as the ball was getting to the plane.
Oh, that's
and it went into the end zone. And it's under 2 minutes, which would be, I mean, it was in overtime, which was same as under the 2 minute rules.
Automatic review.
So it ends out coming back out of the end zone that you can't fumble forward.
Yeah. Yep.
So that ended out screwing Michigan. And they just could not get it together in overtime. Pittsburgh Maulers, I do believe, was the better team.
Yes, they were.
But you can't take away from this Michigan team. This defense was strong. Well.
They were.
I mean, you look at the leader stats. What I usually try to put up on our social media, a lot of the people that ain't us are Michigan when it comes to defensive stats. So they got some nice things going on. And if we would have lost, I would have rooted for this Michigan team. But fortunately, it didn't turn out that way. Again, we get to watch tonight, 7:00 p.m., Birmingham and New Orleans, to see who the Pittsburgh Maulers play next Saturday in the USFL Championship. That's right, the USFL Championship. The Pittsburgh Maulers. The Pittsburgh Maulers are in.
Who would have thought?
I love it. Black and gold back in the championship.
Exactly. I love it. And people saying they're not from Pittsburgh. Do keep that same energy when you talk about the Giants and the Jets.
Exactly.
They play in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Damn
so
right they do.
Therefore, New York has only won one Super Bowl when the Jets were actually playing in New York.
It had to be that team. It had to be the Jets.
Yeah. So really, New Jersey has more Super Bowl wins than New York.
Yes.
If we want to be pedantic about this.
I seen somebody on Twitter last night, somebody from Cleveland. It was like, I wish we had a USFL team.
You kind of do.
Why? So you could fuck them up too?
Exactly. So you can ruin more great running backs.
Yeah. You're not even good at the team that you have. And one other thing that kind of gets me, I wish they would change how both of these, the USFL and the XFL, both have a Houston team. I wish they would keep their cities different.
Yeah.
Because if they ever do, and I think they should, I think it would be an amazing league if one day that they would put these two together. And of course they would have to adjust it at that point. But you can't have the same cities in the same league. And you
can't. We have it in New York for hockey, football, baseball.
Houston ain't that big though. I mean,
Houston's big.
It's not that big though. I mean, it's
big.
But it's not LA or New York.
No,
big.
But it's still big.
Yeah. But for having 8 teams, I just don't think 2 of them should be from the same team. But again, that's something that who knows will ever even happen. It's just
just a thought.
Just a thought. Mike, Broderick Jones is signed.
Yes.
We are down to one rookie who needs to that has remained to be signed.
Who's that?
Is Joey Porter Jr. signed?
I thought he did.
For some reason, I thought they said that he was the only one that was left.
It might be.
Which is okay with me because there's not going to be any issue. They're going to give this guy his money because you know what? He's doing great. And everybody says that he's doing great. And Joey Porter Jr., man, wouldn't it be amazing if he would just turn into be this Champ Bailey, this all-pro cornerback in the NFL, and we have him?
Oh, I would love it.
Pittsburgh Steelers, I mean, come on. That'd be great. That would be great.
That would be awesome. I'm trying to find out who the last one is because I thought Peasy Jr. signed.
For some reason, I thought they said it was Peasy, but I could be incorrect.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
It's very rare that it happens, but I could be be wrong. One other football note before
you're right. It is Joey Porter Jr. So one reason I thought he signed it, him and Corey Trice, everyone's talking about them being avatars.
I love.
I think I bought into the fact that they look the same, but you can tell them apart. I think I bought into they look the same. So
they signed the same contract and everything.
Yeah. That doesn't sound racist at all. The two tall black guys. Look,
Yeah.
nice one, Mike.
The one other
Forward all
football
complaints to
note
the HR department.
in the NFL, besides, I just wanted to mention Broderick Jones did get his 4-year contract signed. He got a nice contract. One other football Pittsburgh kind of related note. Larry Fitzgerald, of course, from Pitt University. I want to talk about this guy for a minute. Let me read you a simple, quick stat that I came across, and it blew my mind.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
In his career, he has 41 total tackles and 29 total drop passes. If that isn't a sign of being one of the best ever, you have more tackles as a receiver than you do drop passes in your career. Come on, that's insane.
Now, that's a great stat. My thing is, though, like with drop passes, it's kind of like hits in hockey. Yeah. Like who's scoring a hit, who's scoring a drop pass? But that is an impressive stat, having more tackles than drop passes.
I've never seen anybody's name ever I've never seen anybody's name ever do a number like this.
No, that's insane. Yeah, every time I stumble across that one, I just chuckle because that's nuts. That shows you have great hands and you are on some bad teams.
Yeah,
some quarterbacks that have some accuracy issues.
Or you're just such a good player. You tackle the guy every single time that a ball gets intercepted. It's crazy. Yeah. It's a crazy number.
Why do I keep disappearing from the
I don't know.
I keep disappearing.
Do you put your face real close to the camera?
No, I've been like sitting in the same spot. I'm trying. I'm moving back and forth.
There you go.
There we go. This is what happens when I leave my studio.
WFA, the women, Pittsburgh Passion go at it last night against the Alabama Fire. This game, the playoffs, the winner of this goes on to play the Boston Renegades, team that the Pittsburgh Passion did not have much luck against this season, but they had to play first against the Alabama Fire all game long. The Pittsburgh Passion was up 7-0. The Alabama Fire come back and score late in the game, gets the 2-point conversion, makes it 8-7. Now, I didn't have a live stream, but I was watching the score, and as the game was approaching the end, the score changed 13-8. And then it went back to 8-7. So whatever happened, they must have called it back. Something must have happened that was not in the Passion's favor. The Alabama Fire win 8-7 in this WFA first round playoff game. Again, the Alabama Fire go on to play the Boston Renegades in 2 weeks, July 8th. But the Passion are done. The Pittsburgh Passion are done.
We were robbed.
Robbed, I say. Over to football, the Riverhounds back at it last night at home at Highmark Stadium.
Yes.
They take on the San Diego Loyal. I had this game on briefly between baseball and between football, and I watched it, and the San Diego was up 1-0, and then Pittsburgh comes back, ties the game 1-1, and ultimately wins the game 2-1. Mike, again, this red hot Pittsburgh Riverhounds team getting another win.
Yes, a huge 3 points in the standings.
And this is the first time they've ever played the San Diego team.
No way.
Yes.
Nice. That's good. Look, man, things are looking over for Pittsburgh sports. Absolutely. Until we go over to the Diamond. I don't want to go over to the Diamond.
And that's where we're falling into next. We're falling into the Diamond. I have 7 minutes of show left. The Pittsburgh Pirates, 2 nights ago on Friday, they win. I couldn't brush over this because, of course, they lost last night.
Yes.
And it wouldn't have been right if I would have just brushed right over Friday. But they did win. Friday night, they won 3-1. However, last night they followed up with a 4-3 loss to Milwaukee. That drops the Pirates to 35-41. Marlins are sitting at 44-34. They are down 2-1 in this 4-game set. They play today at 1:40, game 4. It's going to be Johan Oviedo with a 3-7 record, a 4.30 ERA, and 70 Ks on the season, going against Every Perez, who's got a 4-1 record, a 1.54 ERA, and 45 Ks. So this is just what the Pirates need.
Oh yeah, we eke out a victory the other night, lose one last night, and then we get this guy. We struggled to score runs. I don't. So we scored 21 runs in the past 10, 15 games. The other night, or last night, LA scores 23.
And then I'll be in 25-1.
Yeah, 25 runs in one game. We can't even do that in barely 2 weeks. This is insane. This Pirates offense is anemic. And we go up against the pitcher who has a 1.5.
Mike, going into yesterday's game, they were 0 for the last 33 with runners in scoring position.
This is the Buccos I know and love, man.
Yeah. They're in the standings. Looks like this. The Reds are in first place. They're red hot. I caught some of the Reds games. I can't even believe how hot they are right now. The Brewers are in second place, a game and a half out. In third place, 3 games out. The Cubbies. Then the Cardinals are actually playing right now. They played the Sunday morning game. The Buccos are 5.5 out, and the Cards are sitting at 9.5 at the moment. The Pirates, after they finish up, they got a new they come home to play the Padres on Tuesday. Get a look at, we're going to play some more San Diego here, man. Riverhounds played San Diego. Pirates get San Diego.
Yeah. Now we get the Padres. They still have Fernando Tatis Jr.
Do they?
I think so, yeah.
They've been playing this guy. I can't even think of his name off the top of my head, but he has a 400 average for the Marlins. Yeah, he's insane.
That's all right, man. We have Austin Hedges, baby. That's all we need is Austin Hedges.
I was wrong. Nick Gonzalez did not get a hit yesterday. We talked off the air. He had a walk yesterday, which ultimately turned into a run. He made his way around the pads and scored. These young guys, I just want to see them keep producing. Henry Davis, Nick Gonzalez, even if they're not producing, they're still doing a lot of the little things that are helping this team that a lot of these other guys, these veterans aren't doing. So let's give it up for the young guys and hope that they can continue to play good ball and maybe bring a couple more up, get some guys back off of injury and come back with a different team because boy, the team that we started off with, I just don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. I have no explanation for what happened.
Real quick, you talk about the young guys. Henry Davis, my God, he is infectious. His energy, his passion. That dude's a ball player.
He's a ball player.
He's that guy you need on the team, man. He's young, he's fiery, he's ready to go. Hopefully, this organization does not beat that out of him.
The focus on this guy, everything about him says winner.
Yep.
I like him. Andrew McCutchen hits his 400th career double. 300 in a Pirate uniform, 400 overall. Every time this guy steps into the plate, Mike, he sets new milestones. Andrew McCutchen, especially if you're from Pittsburgh, but even if you're from anywhere, how can you not be a fan of this guy?
Exactly. He's one of the best, man. One of the best in the past of his generation.
Absolutely. He will go down as a Pirate. Great. I love him.
Yes,
and I'll be proud to say that for the rest of my life. Mike, as you mentioned, the Angels did beat the Rockies 25-1. This is going to tie into our question of the day. So why don't you go and tell everybody about the website?
Yinzers.com. Head on over there. We have more links than just the ones we have down here with Brian's individual social media, my social media, links to the email address, and links to the merch store where you can buy your Bob Nothing merchandise to show your displeasure over at Yinzers.com.
All right. So what I said that interesting number, 25-1, Angels of the Rockies. Yesterday's score would tie into today's trivia. So here we go, Mike. With that being said, today's trivia is this. What is the most runs scored in a Major League Baseball game by one team in the history of the major leagues? What is the most runs scored in a Major League Baseball game by one team in the history of the league? Go ahead and take a minute to mull that over. And we are on all week long, 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday, 11:30 a.m. every day. So you can check us out right here every day of the week. And the show that we do every day gets uploaded at 8 o'clock in the evening over on Spotify in podcast form. So if you're a podcast kind of person, hey, go over and check it out after 8 o'clock at Spotify. Our shows get uploaded every day, all new every day. All right, Michael.
Let's go with 32.
What is the most runs scored in a Major League Baseball game by one team in the history of the league? Mike says 32. He thought it over. He mulled back and forth. He He's giving his best effort, his best guess, and it's 32 is what he said. Is that your final answer?
Yes, final answer.
All right, so I'm going to lock Mike in here on a 32. If my machine will let me. All right. Cha-ching. All right, there you go. It locked you in. 32 runs is what Mike said is the most ever by a team in a Major League Baseball game. What is the most runs scored in a Major League Baseball game by one team in the history of the league? 36, Mike. You were very close. 36 runs. The Chicago Colts outscored the Louisville Colonels 36-7 on June 29th, 1897.
Wow.
1897, the Chicago Colts scored 36 runs against Louisville, the most runs ever in one single game. So there you have it, man. What happened to my sound? Mike, you got anything before we take off, man?
No, go outside and enjoy the weather.
All right. I say this 77 days. Broderick Jones just gets his new contract. And it's 77 days left till kickoff. The Pittsburgh Steelers will be taking on the San Francisco 49ers 77 days from now. So there you have it, everybody. I do want to say thank you for checking us out. We hope that you continue to do so. Everybody get out and enjoy this nice summer weather. Have a great Sunday.